Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Bernie here, filming this for the second time because apparently my computer decided not to record this. But anyway, hope you guys are enjoying your Thursday afternoon. I know it's about 12:37, got about an hour till my next class. Just kind of doing my teaching stuff here and there. So I just kind of wanted to inform you that there will not be a stream tonight, but have no fear. There's a reason why I'm having this video put out, because I know that I at least owe you guys something. On these Thursdays, where I think Thursdays are probably going to most likely be a video day, just because I know I have some other things to do. I have some just coaching stuff that I need to prepare for. So like I said, I do apologize that Thursdays are probably most likely not going to be anything. Tuesdays a little bit more flexible. Thursdays, unfortunately, are not that flexible. So in the meantime, please remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new. And we're here today to talk about Jared Dudley. You know, Jared Dudley, a role player on the Lakers, came out with a new book. And the reason why we're talking about him is because you can see in the background where I'm looking at, the Clippers motivated the Lakers. And this is Jared Dudley. Lakers are motivated by disrespectful Paul George comments. In the book, he goes on to say this comment here. And let me move this over if I can for you guys. We hear some of these guys talking about how they were the team to beat in LA. Dudley and co-author Carvel Wallace wrote in a 42-page book. It's fine if Kawhi Leonard says stuff like that. He's a defending champ. But we don't shave if someone like Patrick Beverley's trash talking. That's how he feeds his family. We get it. We respect the hustle. But I think it was disrespectful for Paul George, who hasn't won, to put himself on that level of LeBron James and Anthony Davis that motivates us. In an interview with NBA TV during Clippers Media Day, George answered questions whether he or Leonard were the top duo in the league by saying, "I think so. When you look at the two guys that played on both ends, two guys that can go and get a basket, two guys that can stop you from getting a basket, a lead on both ends, I don't see how you stop us." And this is also what Dudley said. Anyone can say anything, Dudley told reporters on a video conference after practice. It was what we used as motivation. And sometimes, even if you remember Michael Jordan, all the stuff that he used to motivate for him, it wasn't like they were wrong. It's what I view. And so, you know, when we look at this stuff, when we look at kind of the motivation things, guys, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button if you're new to the channel. The thing with this sort of situation is that, you know, I get Jared Dudley. I think a lot of people forget that he used to be like a decent role player, like actually contributing to a team. He wasn't just the guy that came in the last 2 minutes when the team was up by 10. Like, he was actually a really good player. Like, he actually did a lot of things that NBA teams asked for. I mean, obviously not in his Brooklyn Nets days, not in his Lakers days currently, but way before in his Phoenix Suns days, and kind of a journeyman in the NBA. You know, he's already won a ring here. The one thing I would say, though, is that, you know, you could say the same thing for Anthony Davis, which he actually earned this season by winning the championship in the bubble. I think, like I said, I had Anthony Davis as my MVP. I had him actually, you know, going out and dominating, but he hasn't done that yet, which is a little disappointing, but hopefully he can find a stride. Hopefully he can get back into that situation. But to go back to Jared Dudley's point, like, the thing is that I get what he means. You know, I think a lot of times we kind of pick on Paul George because it's, it's relatively easy, right? Because he puts this on himself by saying, you know, he's the best team. My shoulder's hurt. You know, it was Doc Rivers' fault. Why was he playing me like Ray Allen? I'm Paul George. Like, it's just one of those things where you have to learn the respect, learn the ropes. And I just don't think that Paul George is built for that. I mean, we've seen that numerous amount of times, from Oklahoma City now to LA Clippers, where, you know, it's just one of those things. But I can't fault Paul George for saying the things that he did, because he's also just like Patrick Beverley, like Jared Dudley said in his article or in his book. That's how Paul George feeds his family. He has to think that he is the best player in the world. He has to think that he can dominate on both ends when it matters most. And, you know, I think a lot of times, you know, we see this regular season Paul George. It's amazing. We're like, oh, shoot, okay, maybe this is the year that he does it. But we get bamboozled and hoodwinked each and every year. Paul George, you know, has some excuse as to why his team didn't win, some excuse as to why he didn't play very well. And, you know, it's just one of those things that, like, at some point the excuses have to stop, and you actually have to go to work. You actually have to do things to get you there to the promised land, which is, of course, the NBA championship. And like I said, it is disappointing to see that Paul George, time and time again, has not done that. And you know what? I don't have any problems with Jared Dudley and the Lakers using Paul George's comments as motivation, right? Because really, I can find motivation in anything. And I think that they just did the Michael Jordan thing. They looked at it and said, all right, he thinks he's the best guy in LA. Well, me and AD, we're going to show you what's up. And that's, I'm sure LeBron was saying that to the team in the huddles, at the breaks, you know, like, I just think that that's kind of the situation that you're seeing here in the NBA. So at the end of the day, I have no problem with either guy. They're all trying to get their money. They're all trying to get their bread. So like I said, I have no problem with Jared Dudley just saying what he said. I have no problem with Paul George saying what he said. Now, the question for me and the situation that I'm going to see from here on out is, now that Paul George has finally realized, like, okay, I need to start stepping up some more, what is going to be the result for the Clippers? Because I believe they're either first or second in the conference right now as of recording this. You guys can fact check me in the comment section. Like, again, please leave a comment, please leave a like, please leave a subscribe. But still, you know, kind of going from the segue here, you know, it's just one of those things, like, you want to see Paul George step up in the biggest moments, and he just doesn't. And, you know, you could talk about him not being in the same conversation as LeBron James and AD. I think he's about 2 steps below them. It just stems from playoffs for me. I know that a lot of people like to look at regular season and say, like, okay, look at the regular season, don't look at the playoffs, but I have to look at the playoffs. Players and this metric of championships, not even championships, but just performing in the playoffs is just different, right? You're playing with the top 8 best teams in each conference. Pretty soon it'll be the top 16 teams in the NBA. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I want to see more enthusiasm. I want to see more battle from these guys, and I'm just not seeing that from Paul George and the Clippers right now. Like, yeah, they're doing fine, but they just lost to the Nets. Like, you should not be losing to the Nets if you are perceived as the best team in LA, if you're perceived as the team that's supposed to take down the Lakers. Like, that's the thing that I want to get out of everybody's head, is that the Clippers haven't shown it yet. Yes, they can do all the talking they want. They can say that they're the best team till the cows come home, but on the court, has it shown that they are the best team? And that's not the case. You know, they couldn't even make it past the Denver Nuggets when they were down, when they were up 3-1. Like, what does that tell you about the Clippers? It tells you that they're not built for this moment. They lost some pieces now. I think Tyronn Lue is doing a really good job of coaching. You know, I was probably wrong on Tyronn Lue. You know, I think Tyronn Lue is a decent coach. You know, he's actually a pretty good coach. I can't cap on that. But, you know, I think that Paul George is finally playing better in this role. Obviously, Doc Rivers, you know, you could say that he's living off that 2008 championship. That's kind of becoming more and more apparent. I know that he has the Philadelphia 76ers at the level that they're at. But to me, what I want to see is the level and growth and maturity of these Clippers teams to actually get past the Lakers, which I don't think that's going to happen forever. I think Kawhi Leonard's going to leave. I think he's going to leave. He's going to join a different team. And I think he would rather join a different team because, like, who wants to play for the Clippers right now? Nobody. You know, they had to do some finagling to get Kawhi Leonard to come. And so at the end of the day, I would say to Jared Dudley, you know, you are right in that aspect of, you know, you're trying to get a motivating team, you're trying to motivate your players, but at the end of the day, we'll see what happens as it pertains to what the Lakers are going to do for the near future. And again, guys, leave your comments, leave your likes, leave your opinions on this video, and hit that subscribe button as well as you continue to do it. Now, kind of moving on to other stories, we do know that, you know, Team USA Hoops are going to have a bubble in Vegas, but the cool thing is that we are going to get an All-Star game. And if you take me to Real GM really quick, you will see that there is going to be an All-Star game. The NBA and the NBA PA have agreed to this game. So the two sides are kind of finalizing a deal, and the announcement will be made possibly on Thursday. And I think that this is a great idea. And I know I'm probably going to get a lot of people that are going to dislike this video, that are going to just be like, why are you okay with, like, something that could be potentially a super spreader event? I mean, as long as the NBA players are, you know, in it for just the game, not really, you know, taking a break, but not doing anything outrageous, not going to parties, not going to the club, not doing any of these things. If they are just here to have some fun, play some basketball with their friends, and just basically have a great time. You know, the last year's All-Star game was probably the most interested All-Star game probably in a long time. You know, a couple years ago when it was like a huge one, you know, you'd have one player that would try and go for the glory, and then meanwhile the other guys are just kind of chilling. And so you're kind of seeing a growth and transformation for the All-Star game to where it was to honor Kobe Bryant. And I want to see more of that. I want to see more honoring. I want to see more of that stuff, because it will be a fun, I would say, event for these guys to enjoy playing basketball in, and also to honor Kobe, and also have a great time at the All-Star weekend. I think Atlanta is a better place because it was going to be originally in Indianapolis, but I think Atlanta is better because the TNT studios there, you know, they've got a great arena. I know they got some courtside Karens out there, but they'll deal with those people. Don't worry about it. Hopefully, like I said, I recommended this in a video a long time ago. please take all the floor seats out and just let people sit in the stands. I don't understand this, especially in the pandemic. Like, just let the players kind of own the court. Meanwhile, you can have the fans kind of be in the stands. Like, I know that these rich people that pay so much money for the tickets, like, they're going to complain because it's like, oh, these seats are hurting my back and all this stuff like that. But hey, look, you need to sit with the rest of the plebeians and just, enjoy the game with us. Like, you don't have to be this super ultra, elite snob because you're not going to have, courtside seats. And I think that's what the NBA should do. I know it will be different because I know LeBron James and all these guys want those type of guys there, but we just don't want another courtside Karen. We just want everything to chillax. Let the workers be in the front and then have the everyone else in the back. I think that's the best way to do it. And again, guys, this will be an interesting, All-Star. I know that right now, if we look at the All-Star voting, I believe Klay Thompson is number 10 in All-Star voting. And let me just double check and look at my list here really quick. Let me see if I have it here. I don't think I have it here on me. But yeah, I mean, the list includes Klay Thompson. So, I mean, I hope that, obviously, I get why he's being voted in, but at the same time, I don't think that's the appropriate thing. And I think that, guys like Jaylen Brown, there's a lot of like Eastern Conference guys. There's going to be some snubs in the Eastern Conference because everybody basically moved out there. Meanwhile, the West is just LeBron, AD, and Damian Lillard and Steph Curry. Like, that's it. So far as All-Stars. I mean, I'm sure there's more that I'm probably forgetting. John Morant's going to be one probably. Actually, I'm not sure depending on how many games he missed. But, it's just one of those things that you just want to see the growth and development, and that's just not happening in the Western Conference because everybody's basically moving out east because they're like, well, we can't beat LeBron, so let's go over to the east and try and force it. And then we're going to get Skip Bayless saying that the Western Conference is now the easiest conference. It's just going to be one of those conversations that I'm not looking to deal with at this point. But what I am looking forward to is the All-Star game in Atlanta, where they will have a lot of fun. Hopefully there will be no parties that, they're NBA players, they'll try and find any way they can to live it up. Some players are more living it up than others, but at the same time, I hope that they understand that this is a serious conversation that we need to have. This is a serious topic and point that, look, I know that you want to have as much fun as the next guy, but we need to make sure that we stay focused and not kind of overdo it by going to these clubs, going to these parties. Like, just have some fun in Atlanta. Then you go back to your game, you go back, you take a couple days off, and then you're right back into the season. I think that's the way to do it. But the question is, will they do it? Will they not have parties and all this other stuff? Who knows? That's yet to be seen. But anyway, guys, that is probably going to do it here for the Charge. Again, thank you once again for hitting that subscribe button, also hitting that like button, and also leaving a comment in the comment section down below. The more likes, the more subscribers, the more people commenting and, moving in and out of the channel, lets the channel and lets YouTube know that you are interested in this kind of content, interested in these live stream conversations. Again, guys, no live stream tonight, unfortunately, but just some basketball things I have to take care of for my basketball team. But anyway, guys, like I said, my name is Bernie. Thank you once again for joining me here on The Charge, giving the latest NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinions. Please, guys, remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also hit that notification bell so you don't miss the NBA content that we have here on the channel. Monday through Friday. Thursdays will probably be more likely a video. Anyway, guys, like I said, my name is Bernie. Thank you once again for joining me, and we'll catch you on the next video. Peace.